This is the Real Talk Radio Show, and I am your host, Devlin James. What's going on, folks? Well, made it through another goddamn week, for whatever that's worth. I wanted to make a video to discuss this wonderful gift we've all been given, the gift of life. And what a special gift it is, huh? I was watching this British stand-up comedy show the other night. Yeah, I know, British comedy. What can I say? I was bored. Anyway, the guy who was warming the crowd up for the comedian said something that I found provocative. And I quote, "Life is a series of endless, relentless, and grinding disappointments. And the emotions you're generally left with are bile, bitterness, and betrayal." I couldn't agree more. I think that most of the people listening to my show feel the same way. We've all been greatly disappointed, repeatedly disappointed in life. It could be by situations and relationships, our jobs, our friends, family, you name it. Maybe you're the type of person who has worked and sacrificed for most of their life to achieve a goal. Then when you finally achieve it, well, turns out that it's not all it's cracked up to be. And you look back on all that you sacrificed and all that you left behind, you can't help but feel some regret. And a lot of you are hard on yourselves because of this. You feel that you made the wrong decision, and you waste a lot of time and energy beating yourself up, not realizing that had you have chosen the other road, you could have came out worse. You might be saying to yourself, "Damn, I should have stayed in that relationship instead of focusing on my career. I might be married by now." What you don't know is that you could have come home from work early one day to find the love of your life either fucking or getting dug out by your best friend, or worse, some family member. Now you're dealing with betrayal and emotional trauma as you sit there kicking yourself for putting your career on hold for a person that turned out to be a piece of shit. And I'm talking to both men and women here, because it happens to us both. It happens to us all. This is life, ladies and gentlemen. This is life. You're basically damned if you do or damned if you don't, as we've all heard before. Look, life is basically shit in my opinion. It's shit. Ask anyone who isn't full of shit and they will tell you that life is shit. Our parents know this all too well. They came before us and dealt with their helping of bullshit during the course of their lives. This is why most of them, and when I say most, I'm only talking about the ones that actually give a fuck about their own offspring. This is why most of them try to shield us from the harshness of life for as long as they can. They tell us about Santa Claus, they try to do special things for us for our birthdays. Again, the parents that actually give a shit about their kids. And they're not wrong for doing any of this. As a parent, you should want to protect your children. But I think as the children or the child gets more mature, you should prepare them for reality as well. One of the key things the good parents tell their children is that they can do anything they want in life and be what they want to be as long as they work hard. This is true. Whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a business person, if you get the right training and make the right connections, you can reach that goal. Although it is currently getting tougher to do so in today's society. So you grow up listening to your parents. And let's say hypothetically you decide early on that you want to work at a big company when you grow up. From grade school all the way through high school, you bust your ass in your studies. Then you go to college for 4 years, majoring in the curriculum that's designed around the particular industry you're looking to get into. For the next 4 years, you bust your ass in college, or you party your ass off. Then you get out with a lifetime worth of debt in student loans. Whole lot of debt. You go to your first interview, only to hear the words, "Well, we can't hire you, even with your 4-year degree, because you have no experience." And you're thinking, well, how the hell can I get any experience if you don't hire me? Now you have to take little bullshit jobs and internships just to get experience and get your foot in the door. Then once you're in the door, you work your ass off to get to a higher position, dealing with corporate politics and bullshit all the way. Years later, you're finally in a management role. Hopefully minus the ulcer and the agita. Now the fun really begins, because now you're responsible for other people's performance. And part of that responsibility includes helping people set annual personal development goals for themselves, which is the biggest piece of shit created for any corporation. Let me just say that whoever came up with that initiative needs to be stuffed into a cannon and shot into a lake full of broken glass. I mean, what a fucking asshole. When you break it down and remove all the layers of bullshit, it's just another vehicle for companies to not pay people what they should be paying them. On top of all this, your new title or your new job role has you attending meetings upon meetings. Meaningless, pointless meetings. Then you have to deal with your peers and coworkers. And that's like swimming in a pool full of sharks, because everyone's in it for themselves, and they have no problem throwing you under the bus to get ahead. This is the shit that you're going to have to deal with. And you know that some of these people will drive you out of your ever-loving mind, especially the ones you have to manage or oversee, because you'll have that one douchebag who mistakes the title of manager for personal therapist. And every time they see you, they'll want to tell you all about their personal problems. So now on top of all the crap you have to deal with from your day-to-day, you also have to be a personal psychiatrist to this twit. Because of course, they're the only person in the world with problems, right? You don't have any problems of your own. No, of course not. Woo! Okay, I may have went in a little deep on this, but it's only to drive my point home. And that point is this. Everything you deal with at the job now will do one thing. Wear you the fuck down. Wear you down day after day, year after year. You might end up forgetting why you got into that industry in the first place. You'll forget about all of the passion and drive you had for that industry when you were young. Especially when at your year end, when it's time to be compensated for all of your hard work and all of your dedication to that company. Your superiors will come to you with some shit like, "Well, we didn't really hit our goals this year with the economy and all, so we can't justify giving you a raise or a bonus for that matter." And they're telling you this as the cost of living keeps rising every year. You see, these type of jobs are part of what makes life shit. Because let's face it, we spend most of our lives working for these soul-sucking companies. And these companies have no loyalty towards you whatsoever. They can lay you off at a moment's notice. Or they could just come in one day and close down shop and say that, hey, we're moving to a cheaper location. We're moving out of state. In the end, you almost never get back what you put into a company. The majority of these corporations in the Western world will disappoint you and leave you feeling betrayed. That is after sucking all the fucking life out of you. But what are you gonna do? We all have to work somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna bring this video to a close. I believe I covered everything I wanted to. So this will conclude part 1 of Life is Basically Shit. Please, people, feel free to comment on the video, rate it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Look out for part 2, where I will discuss how some relationships can basically make your life shit. This is Devlin James. Thanks for listening. I'm out.